Hello everyone. Welcome to VRC Community News Week 9. And us both, we have a lot, and I mean a lot, of events to announce tonight. So Molly, why don't you start us off?
All right. Well then, let's start us off with something I am very excited about. Okay, we've been announcing this for the past few weeks, and it is rehearsals for Pandemonium of Fear. Now, the actual Pandemonium of Fear event starts next week, not tonight. Tonight is rehearsals, and but next week, Fridays and Saturdays, all the way up until Halloween, is the Pandemonium of Fear events. So mark your calendar for that, because if you're not part of the team that's acting in it, you definitely want to be part of a team that goes through it. So yes, that is tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time in VR chat. Make sure you make those rehearsals.
Agreed. Alright, so what I actually have on my end is actually what me and Molly do, and also our friend DJ, which is our show, Wheel of Fortune. So it's going to be tonight at 8 p.m. So, as always, if you guys want to just watch the show, or if you guys want to play, because me, DJ, and Molly, we usually pick a contestant to go and play the game and see who can win. So if y'all want to come down, just come down, you know? We're always down to have more people, you know, to play. So, yeah.
I think I might submit a puzzle myself this week. I don't know. I'm going to give it some real thought, because, I don't know, I just want to see if I could just trip people up.
Yep.
You know, we should really make this game more interesting. I'm going to think about that, because I may just give out a cash prize to the winner. So, let's see.
That would be interesting.
All right. Yeah, I think I will. I think maybe I'll give out a cash prize. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so then, also tonight at 10 p.m. is the Failed to Render Roast of Kyle Render. I'm so disappointed that I'm going to miss this. Oh my gosh. I want to be there so bad. Hopefully, though, maybe I'll be able to sneak out early. I don't know. But yes, so if you know Failed to Render, the first stand-up comedy in, well, it was in ALTSPACE, really. But I want to say VR, but I better not make that claim. But I know in ALTSPACE they were. So anyway, so Kyle Render started that whole thing, and they are going to roast his ass tonight. Woo, I cannot. Well, I say I can't wait, but I'm going to try to make it Kyle, because I got to see this. What's next?
All right, so what I have on my event list here is that tomorrow at 8:15 p.m., excuse me, it feels like I can't talk today, we will be having Doppelgangers, which is hosted by our good friend Mohawk Sherry. So if you guys like the World Hop, or if you guys like to, you know, wear goofy outfits and everyone look like the same, or do both, that's the perfect thing for you. So yeah, go check out Doppelgangers. It's pretty cool.
Yes, that's always a lot of fun. All right, so the next event I have on my list is something that I've been looking forward to for the past couple of weeks, and I got my ticket. Now, if you saw last week's news event, and you probably should just go back and take a look at it. Tomorrow night at 10 p.m. is Venus SX Play Party? Yes, Play Party. Now, the tickets are available on Eventbrite, which I put the what the hell, link. I put the link
yes.
on, yes, with this video, okay? So all you have to do is just click that link and go sign up. The only reason it's done through Eventbrite is because they want to verify that you're over 18. We don't want the squeakers to be running in the playroom. So there also are available some VIP tickets that get you that little extra. Yes. So I'm so looking forward to that. I'm sorry, Psycho, that I have to sacrifice rehearsal night for that, but Mama needs to have some fun. Okay, so then what do we have next?
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. But anyways, what I have on my event radar list is that at tomorrow at 9 p.m. EST, we got improv night. So if you guys want to basically see people, if you guys like comedy and you guys like to see people come up with things on the spot and stuff like that, I suggest y'all go check that out. It's pretty good. They're all pretty good. They're all nice people who host it. So yeah, definitely go check that out.
Actually, tomorrow night is their anniversary show. So they're actually putting on a show tomorrow night. Yes. So
I'm so sorry.
Was with that. Well, I don't think it's written down. It's not your fault because it's not written down. So you had no idea. But I spent last weekend with the improv night people, and that was a lot of fun. That show was really great. As a matter of fact, they had some ALTSPACers on there. Some from the improv. That the Improvators, so they were on there. I got to judge like who won based upon the audience's reaction. Well, those ALTSPACers won.
Yeah, absolutely.
No bias. But way to go, DJ. Let's see. It was DJ and who are the other people? I think. Oh God, you're gonna have me lying here. Never mind. But they were from the Improvators, from the ALTSPACE Improvators. Forgive me for not being able to remember. I think there was 3 or 4 people up there, but I think even Zarnia was there too. So they were great. You guys deserve the win. So yeah, so definitely you want to check out that. And then of course we have And of course, we have Sunday, Inky's Beach Party and Cluster at 10 a.m. on Sunday, Eastern Time. So try to head over to there. Okay, what else do you have?
Alrighty, so on Sunday as well, at 4 p.m. EST, we got the Sunday World Tours, I guess? Yes. It's the Sunday World Tours. It's hosted by Jim709. He's one of my good friends, and he's a very good community person. He's a very nice guy. He picks really cool worlds, too, to actually, head out to. So if you guys are very interested into, exploring more of VR chat and to, in that kind of essence of everything, I suggest y'all go check that out. It's pretty fun and it's pretty dope.
Definitely. Also, we have here listed on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time is Game Show Night with GS Genesis. Now, he's the creator of all those game show worlds that you see out there and that we all get to enjoy. And so he's definitely worth joining. And oh my gosh, he is a great game show host. Wow.
Yeah,
sounds just like one. So definitely try to look for him. I really can't tell you which game show he's going to be doing. Don't know where, but just look for him. And if you can, you should friend him because I think sometimes he does closed sets so it doesn't crash. So that'll be a lot of fun. Look for him. Support him.
Yep. So what I have on here at Monday at 9 p.m. EST, we have the Crypto City event. It's hosted by City Girl. So you guys are into, crypto and all that kind of shenanigans and all that cool stuff. I suggest go checking that out. And City Girl's a pretty nice person. So yeah, go support her in her event.
Absolutely. And the last thing I have listed here is our own beloved Improvators, which I mentioned earlier. They have their events on Tuesday and Thursday next week. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Really great time there. So I believe that's all of our events for this weekend. I believe I
It's
also
all
saw
worth
that.
it.
I believe I also saw that Stevie and Showisky was having their improvs, but I wasn't 100% sure, so I didn't put it down. So they may have it.
Yeah.
When do they usually have it? Like Fridays at either 6 or 7
Yeah.
p.m. I'm not sure.
Around that time usually. Yeah, but
so-
I mean, if
Sorry, Stevie.
yeah, if you guys, yeah, I mean, but if you guys want like us to announce something that you have coming up, you know, you could add one of us or both of us on either mostly we're usually active on Facebook and Instagram usually. So yeah, if you guys want, you know, to tell us about your event or stuff, if you guys want your event to get announced, just let us know, tell us all about it, and we'll help you out. Or if you want to come on the show yourself, you can do that as well.
Yes. Okay, so last week we told our real life ghost experiences. Yes.
I'm not in my ghost costume,
so
but
much
yeah.
fun. That was so much fun. So today, well, we have the queen of horror herself coming in to tell us her real life ghost encounters. So let's welcome Psycho Wench.
Psycho Wench. All right.
Yes.
Come on in.
So come on in, Psycho Wench.
Hey, hi guys.
Hello, hello, hello.
How are you?
Hi again. It's so great
Hello
to have
again.
you back.
Thank you.
Oh my.
Thank you. Awesome.
And thank you for coming back to share your ghost stories.
Of
Well, your
course.
real life ghost experiences.
I know, kind of weird.
I find them so interesting. You know, just recently
Oh,
I
yeah,
started
totally.
watching like ghosts caught on tape on YouTube. Wow.
Oh, how is that?
Now, well, okay, so this is the thing. In this day and
Mm-hmm.
age of 4K, 8K, whatever the K is these days,
Yeah.
you would think that all of these things would be caught on very clear video, right?
Mm-hmm.
No,
Mhm.
it's like
It's all grainy,
all
right?
these videos, all these videos look like they were shot
Oh
in
my
the
gosh.
70s. There was probably high ghost activity in the 70s, I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
But you can never
Wow.
see this stuff clear. So, but I
Yeah.
still find them kind of interesting, you know. So,
Mhm, mhm. Oh, yeah,
and,
it is. It really is.
yeah. So anyway, so let me hear your experience.
Okay, so I've got two I could share for you right away. It's so okay. Let's see. I'll start with the other one. So when I was younger, I worked at a mortuary as the office manager when I was in college and out of college for about 5 years. And while I was there, it had been a mortuary where years ago, like in the 70s, two guys one guy broke in because they were trying to steal embalming fluid to make drugs. They heard that you could make drugs with that. So literally, my office, the door right outside my office, the knife marks were still in the door where the guy, came at him with the blade. He burst his way in, and at the time there was an elderly caretaking couple living there upstairs in the apartments, and then a mortuary student who was attending the mortuary college. Because many mortuaries, they actually have living space up top, and what happens is they will give room and board to like a mortuary student, and then in return they work the services and they do some things like that. So what had happened is the guy had broken in, and originally the mortuary student here, he'd been down there, and he ran down there and he tried to fight the guy off, and he ran into the chapel, and he was found later between the pews. And then the caretaking couple was coming down, and the older gentleman was fighting, and he did not win the fight. And then his wife came, and she did not win the fight either. But his wife had the presence of mind to grab a button. While she grabbed on the guy's shirt, she ripped it off, and she had it clenched in her fist, and she died on the button. So they were able to actually trace the guy because he also had a phone call. The friend that was going to do the thing with him ended up calling and decided last minute not to do it. And turning it around, he turned his friend in, and he got the reward money. So that's a little crazy. So they did catch the guy, and then when they went to his house, they found the shirt with the missing button that was all bloody. So that's how that all happened. So after that, there were a lot of incidents where people were telling me things would happen. So I went up to the very top of the attic, and that's where they had, this is a mortuary from the 1800s. So they actually had booklets back then where they wrote in causes of death and things like that. One line, beautiful handwriting. They all had gorgeous, my God, gorgeous handwriting back then. And so I would go up there sometimes and look at some of the old books and this, and we had caskets there and a few things. So, it was empty. There's nothing there. But what would happen was when I would be downstairs sometimes and there would be a funeral service off site, they had to go to the cemetery. So everybody would leave and I'd be alone. And oftentimes there was no big deal, but I started to hear some sounds one time. And I was like, what's going on with that? So I asked the people about it. They said, oh, there's some ghosts here. And I'm like, come on. So then they told me the story about what happened in the 70s. And I kid you not, I would be alone and I would hear footsteps walking upstairs in that room. I'm not kidding. And then I would hear some little sweeping steps, which, two different kinds of footprints. And I was like, oh my God. And I would literally sit there in my office sometimes, and when I would look out my door, it was directly in front of one of our 2 chapels we had there. And I on a few occasions, I saw like a shadow pass in front of it. It looked like a female shadow, but it was literally a glimpse. Like at the very last second it passed, I saw it. And so I was a little kind of freaked out. I was like, this is crazy. And during that time, my 2 cats ended up passing away while I was there. And one of the guys who worked there, he was so sweet. He went to pick her up at the vet hospital. He came and surprised me, laid her out in the chapel for me. It was wonderful. And she was my first cat. I got to be there with her, spend time with her. It was really horrible. And then after that happened, it was interesting because I started to get a different feeling. Every time I would hear something or I would see a shadow, I kind of got this warm feeling, this calm, peaceful feeling. Not like they were going to hurt me. I wasn't afraid. It just felt different. And I have a feeling that, whoever was there, they were seeing me with my kitty cat and they had some empathy towards that, I guess. So that changed everything from there. And from that moment on, I felt really comfortable there. So that's one story. I don't know if these things keep happening to me. Second one is when I was performing I was an actor for haunts, as you know, and I was performing at a major theme park, and I was hired on for a couple of years to be their lead actor and to roam around the park and scare people, and also to do the voiceover for the opening ceremony of the character who opened the ceremony and all that. So I thought, oh, this is great. I really like the gig. And I was able to grab a couple of people that I wanted to kind of bring around with me. And they also asked me if I would train the actors and do a workshop for them, and so I did. And I got to know them pretty well. So there was a gal who was really cool, and we hit it off. And so we started chatting, and we'd see each other around during the haunt. And I started to pull her out because I had the authority to do that. And I would have her walk with me and stuff like that, and we talked, got to know each other. So the next year, again, we worked together again. It was great. Third year came up, and she ended up leaving because she got a job at the world-famous Winchester Mystery House. Now, I don't know if everyone is familiar with that, but you remember the Winchester rifles and all that company and that made the...
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what happened is Sarah Winchester is the woman who married the guy who had the company. And what had happened was they had some tragedy. They lost their daughter. She lost her husband. It was horrific. So she went to see a fortune teller, and they had a seance. And basically, she was told that she would have to build onto their home. She would have to build rooms all the time and sleep in a different room every night because the spirits of every person who was killed by a Winchester rifle was going to come and haunt her. So she was freaked out. So for over 30 years, there was 24/7, 365 for like 30 years, people, construction, building, adding rooms onto the home, and it became this massive mansion. So the mansion was known to be haunted. Mm-hmm. And years ago, I was working with a murder mystery troupe, and we did a show there. And I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary, but I was very respectful of the house. I've had my experience with the mortuary, so I believe that there's things there. And I was just really, respectful. And I would always come into a room saying, hello, if someone's here, I don't mean to interrupt. I just need to place this little, clue for the show and blah, blah, blah. And I would just kind of talk out loud. And so everything was fine. No issue there. Well, so years later, flash forward to when my friend was working there, she calls me up. She says, hey, this year, come over here. We're having a haunt. I'm like, okay. So I went over there and I worked the haunt that year there. And we had a situation where people would come through into one of the older rooms, and they had this massive doorway thing set up, and they would open it, and the trick was that they would see this ghost apparition appear, and the ghost would pick out someone from the audience. So what happened was I was in the room next to it, and I was going to be the ghost that night. And I'm standing there, and you hear the person say, well, who was it? What's your friend's name? Oh, David. Oh, okay. Sam. Oh, okay. And I finally caught a name. And so then all of a sudden it would start, I'd hear a cue, and I would look up and the camera would start filming me, and I would say, like, David, where's David? And they'd be like, oh my God, she knows my name. And I would just, we'd improvise whatever. I'd be like, how could you kill me for the money? How could you do that and end up with my sister? And I would do all the stuff, and everyone's all, having a good time. So then it would end, and then I would threaten them, and the thing would go dark, and I'd move aside, and I just kind of sat in a chair. There was a massive window there, and it was open. And I thought that this window led somewhere to the outside or something. But it turns out, it was pitch dark. Turns out it led to the basement. So there was no airflow, right? So here I am in this 1800 costume, whatever it was, 1900 costume, and I'm sitting there, and it was getting so hot. I was boiling hot. It was horrible. And I remember that a couple days before that, one of my friends took me on a tour of the house because she used to be a docent there, so I got the ins and outs, and I got to see things no one else saw. And we went up to some of the rooms that were haunted, and we stepped inside, and you could get this feeling. It was really insane. And I was still very respectful of the house, and I was very like, hello, it's good to see you again. And my friend said, you know what, the people that work there, we believe this house really is alive. It has a spirit of its own. The house either likes you or it doesn't. And sure enough, some things happened. I was supposed to be in a certain room, and I was going to lean out, and I was going to entertain the people in line and kind of mess with them and joke with them. Well, apparently they went to work on that room, and while they were in that room, that was considered the children's playroom where some of the kids had played who'd passed on. The door slammed shut, and the key fell out of the lock outside, and it suddenly got very hot, and they both got very dizzy, and they both were collapsing, and they were feeling strange, and they couldn't get out. Somebody finally pried the door open and got them out of there, and they were like, we're not using this room. We're just not. We're not going to use it. So when they put me down there to be in that, basement area. And so I was just really hot. And so finally I was like, I can't take this heat. It's so bad. And I said out loud, "Ooh, it's really hot." And suddenly, out of nowhere, a cool breeze comes into the room. Molly, I'm not kidding. There were no outdoor windows, nothing. It was literally from the dang basement. And this breeze came in and was cooling me. And I was like, oh my God. And I stood there and froze. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, I said, you know what? Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I just thanked whoever had done it. And every night after that, when I was in there, it was a comfortable temperature for me. Other people were still hot when they were in there, but every time I went in there, comfortable. Like, they made it comfortable. Oh. So I talked to my friend about it. And my friend told me, she says, there's an energy about it. She goes, the house likes you. And the house remembers you from when you were here before, and you were respectful. And so the house really likes you. And I said, wow, that's amazing, So I ended up having a wonderful experience there. Other people had some issues. There were some people who didn't have as good a time, and really strange things happened to a lot of people there. But I had a wonderful time, and I felt really good being in the house. And every time I would come into the house, I would gently, stroke a wall, and I would say, hey, it's good to see you. Thank you for letting me be here. All that. And then when it was time to leave at night, I'd say, thank you so much for a good evening, and you take care of yourself. It's wonderful to be here. Thank you. And, thank you for allowing me to be here. And I would leave, show respect to the house every night. And I guess the house was cool with me. So those are a couple of interesting tales. Yeah. Yeah.
So it stands to reason then why you are involved in this pandemonium of fear every year. Wow.
Well,
so
I love
you've
it.
had these experiences.
Yeah.
Wow. I was going to ask you how you got into haunting and stuff, but that is so funny. I always wanted to work in a morgue, but not anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't. I think once you've seen that area, even though I was the office manager, I had to go up there and talk to the guys every so often, and the people, while they were embalming, I'm not kidding, they would sit there having their lunch, their sandwich. I'm like, oh God, guys, that is nasty. I mean, they didn't care. I was like, what?
No.
But yeah, it's those experiences really, really informed me to make me kind of be open-minded to the fact that, you know what, there are other things we don't understand, and who knows where people go and what happens. But I remember back, when I went to the first haunt I saw, and I loved it, and I fell in love with it, and they had Hollywood movie props. It was incredible. And that's the haunt I started with, and I ended up being an actor and going from that to being manager and all this other stuff, and it just kept me going after that. So I just kind of really, I don't know, was just comfortable. Was just comfortable being around that, and I, the haunt is, for me, the haunt is for the community. It's by the community, for the community, and, I want people to enjoy themselves and have a good time in a nice, safe space where they could really, really feel good about the Halloween. So,
is it safe though? You're gonna have to come to find out.
I don't know, Molly. Is it? Yes.
There's always a first time for everything.
You never know.
A few avatars this year. Who knows?
Yeah, you never know, guys. I mean, if suddenly Molly, suddenly is no longer on the show and they have to get someone else to take over, oh, don't come to me. I won't do anything about it. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Well, why don't you remind everybody, since tonight is actually one of the first rehearsals and tomorrow, so why don't you remind everybody that this show is getting started now?
Right. Yeah. So we are having we literally have about 4 hours to place people, to get them used to show them on the tour of the different maps, to get them in costumes, to get them in character, and then to get them rehearsed. We have to literally do it. Normally we have more time. We have like a matter of weeks. This time we only have 4 hours. And so we're going to be doing it over the weekend so that we can get that handled. And then we open on the 6th, and it will be every Friday and Saturday from the 6th on, from 7 Pacific, which is 10 Eastern, to 9 Pacific, which is 12 midnight Eastern, for 2 hours each night. And that will go through the end of October. And then our last show is actually going to be on Halloween, also from 7 to 9 Pacific, 10 to midnight Eastern. And after that, we are going to have a slammin' party that is going to celebrate. It's open to the public. It's going to be Dr. Heartbeats will be DJing. It's going to be incredible. It's in a brand new world that was put together for it. So it's really going to be fun. Everyone's going to have a really good time.
I am so excited. Oh my goodness. This is like one of
I
my
am
favorite
too. I'm
times
excited to
of the
see
year.
you and see what you come up with in there when you're scaring. Molly's going to be in it, you guys. She's going to be an actor in the haunt. So I can't wait to see what you come up with.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
Oh, wow. Well, once again, thank you so much for coming back on.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
telling us your true experience. And this is just a reminder, if anyone else out there has any true life experiences with any entities, please hit me up and I'll bring you on. So we'll see you tonight. We'll see you tonight at rehearsals. Yes.
Yay.
I'll see you later.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Alrighty.
Oh, I don't know if that startled you as much as that did me. It gave me the willies.
Yeah,
but
it gave me the goosebumps and everything. I was starting to feel chills. I was starting to feel scared over here. And I'm supposed to be the Pumpkin King. You know what I mean? And I'm already feeling scared as it is. But it's okay though. It's okay.
Yeah, the way she mentioned that she used to work in a funeral home, and that was something that I had always wanted to do, but now after listening to her, oh no, I would not want to work in a funeral home. Live there, be there. I don't want anything to do with a funeral home. Oh my gosh.
Me neither. Count us out. We don't want anything to do with a funeral home.
Exactly. So that we still have spots available up until the last weekend of October. So we welcome your stories. So please, it's very easy to find us. We're either here in VR chat, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you see this posted. So please just shoot us a DM and we will arrange for you to come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So, our name should be pretty simple. She is the real Molly. I'm Jimmer Brian. That's our VR chat.
And that's
name,
our
so
show
if you guys
for
wanna add
tonight.
something, that is our show for the night. So so thank you guys for watching week 9 VRC community news. And thank you guys for watching. I'm drummer Brian, and this is
My.
and spread the love.
All right.
And I hope you all have a great weekend.
Absolutely. It's a great weekend. Enjoy it. Take care.
Yep.
Spread the love.
Welcome to Playroom SX, where you can unlock your potential. This is a verified 18 plus community, and we're coming together in this safe, consensual space to explore and play in this new digital erotic playground. Soleil, Goddess Soleil, she has come from the heavens to join us.
One of the things that is really important to us is distinguishing ourselves from other communities that exist in VR that are adult oriented, and instead of just being a sort of like hub for anybody to come in and find some people and network, we acknowledge that there's a lot of humans who have a difficult time with sexuality and with communication, boundaries, and so everyone is welcome to be in this space. All identities, all ways of being in the world, all kinks, all fetishes, all genders, all species, welcome and supported in their expression. You're welcoming in connection and exploration with people who are like-minded and who are excited about the things that get you off to.
And that's what Playroom SX parties are providing, a safe space where you can stretch your comfort zone a little